What up, doe?
How's everyone doing?
Feeling good, feeling good.
Doing okay, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the W.E.C.P podcast, Wrestling Entertainment Comics podcast. I'm Jerry Flynn.
Aaron Holiday.
All right, let's get this going. Aaron, what do we have on the agenda for today? Episode 1.
Episode 1, we're going to talk about Glow Wrestling. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about the new TV show on Netflix. It was 10 episodes describing the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Phenomenal TV show.
It is quite amazing. Great cast. Mark Maron is a fucking genius, a comic genius.
Yep.
I know a lot of I don't like a lot of dry humor, but his humor is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So what about the show caught your eye the most?
I had seen the documentary probably 2 years ago about it, and about Glow. Not the show, but the original show from 86 to 90.
So this was a real thing?
Oh, no, it was real.
Okay.
It was real. Ivory from the WWE, former WWE Women's Champion, actually was on the show as Mercedes.
Okay.
Mercedes Fiera, I think was her name, or Fiara.
Okay, yeah.
She started out on there. She was an actress.
Wow.
And took the gig.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she kind of
segued into it. Yeah.
Wow.
After the show got canceled, she kind of bounced around until she ended up in the WWF.
Yeah, and she was huge back in the Attitude Era.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember her, Jacqueline, Trish Stratus.
Yeah, she still looks good too.
That's good, yeah, because a lot of these wrestlers, you know how they age and
they don't age very well.
No.
A lot of the original wrestlers from that show, except for maybe her and one or two others, they all didn't age very well. But it also was from the late 80s, early 90s. I'm sure all of them partied, had fun, and lived their lives. Yeah. And they were also shot at in Vegas, so
which
you can only imagine what the hell was going on backstage.
Yeah. So Glow, Netflix original TV show, featuring a lot of stuff, like a lot of indie wrestlers that were in the WWE and F.
They had brought in. I want to say it was first or second episode. John Morrison played Salty the Sack Johnson.
Yep.
He was absolutely good in the show. Like, it was sad that they only used him for maybe 1 or 2 episodes.
I like that.
For whatever reason, they decided to move on from him. I don't know if it was contract reasons or whatnot, but they didn't keep him in the show very long. And you can see him on. He formerly of WWE. Now he's on Lucha Underground, and he also makes appearances on a lot of underground indie shows.
And he's
good now.
People want him back.
I legitimately am mad that I didn't understand what he was beforehand.
Yeah.
They named him John Morrison for the simple fact that he looks a little bit like John Morrison.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, like now he could do so much more if you'd never pigeonholed him as that.
Well, that's like with Cody Rhodes. See, like in WWE, how many gimmicks did he go through?
Yeah, no, but like everybody always knew from day one he was Dusty's kid.
Yeah, true.
It wasn't, Gold Dust. And then all of a sudden, eventually, they acknowledge the fact that it used to be his name's Dustin, and he's Dusty's kid. Like, it's always been known that that's Dusty's kid.
Well, and I feel like he, character-wise, has been through the ringer.
But yeah, well, that's why he left and he wanted out.
I think he's phenomenal as the American Nightmare.
Yeah, and he can only call himself Cody. He cannot use the last name Rhodes.
Really?
Yep.
I never knew that.
They own the trademark.
That's great.
Also making appearances, Brutus Clay, or Tyrus, of TNA. He plays one of the characters in the show, one of the Lumberjack brothers, I think was the name of the tag team, like the Lumberjacks or something like that.
Yeah, yep.
And there's a character on the show named, what was her name?
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
Yep.
Carmen was her name, character, in the AKA Machu Picchu.
Yep.
Played by Brittany Young. She was on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and Better Things, were some of her like little TV show credits that she's been on. I like her. It might be just me, but I might say she might be like 1B of like women I want to sleep with on the show.
Hey, well,
that's just me, and I know people are gonna laugh at me, but
I mean,
I love her smile, and she seems sweet.
She does. Yeah, I mean, she as a human being looks like she's adorable.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah. So you're drawn by.
Oh yeah,
she's such a sweetheart. I'm gonna have to do something about this. If you're listening,
what's up?
Hit me up.
Yeah, and then also the other brother was Carlito.
Yep.
They made a little cool reference to his old character in the WWE.
The apple.
Him holding an apple
Yep.
out in front of their house. I didn't recognize him at first. I kept looking at him going, is that Troy Polamalu? Because of his hair, he had shaved off the facial hair.
Yep.
And then I looked him up, and I was like, no, that is Carlito. I saw it in the credits, and I'm like, wow, that's who that is.
Who also is blowing up huge in the indie scene as well.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's trying. I feel like these guys that they leave the NFL of the wrestling world, so to speak, the WWE, where they weren't, taken so lightly in the WWE. They seem to have found themselves in other businesses.
Yeah, no, I think that a lot of these guys leave, and it takes them, one, out of their comfort zone, right. Two, gives them a new lease on life. It gives them the opportunity to create their own character. I think a lot of the characters that WWE has given some of these guys, like you said, Cody Rhodes, just they never develop it. It never turns into anything.
Yeah.
It's not them. It's not an offshoot of them. That's why, I feel like, Mark Maron's character in the show is very, not him, but he can relate to, he used to have a drug problem. He can relate to, kind of having to be a dick to people when making a show and stuff like that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because he wrote and directed and produced his own show called Maron.
Okay.
And I just think that a lot of people don't realize how artistically stifling it is to be on WWE's network, because they don't allow you to create what they don't want. If they don't approve of it, you don't do it, and if you do it, you're out.
Yeah.
So I that's, and Carlito, he had a horrible character. I never dug that at all.
No.
I never got into that at all.
I mean, what was this segment called? The Cabana?
I have no fucking clue. When he would come on TV, I would not pay attention.
Pee break.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm gonna watch the women's match. I'm not gonna watch him talk. I'm sorry.
Or that's the other way around. The women are on. I really should probably go use the bathroom. Which would lead me back to Glow here, because after watching the TV show, I haven't watched the documentary yet. I got to get on that.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen from the Netflix show, I mean, I have a whole new perspective now.
Well, I think what they did was, at the time, and they said it in the show, Carmen, Machu Picchu's character's father, that shows up and tells her women are the sideshow. They're a freak show. They're like midgets. They're like whatever. They weren't considered wrestlers. They were considered, it's eye candy. Yeah, they wrestle, but I mean, who cares? They look good.
Yeah.
And they were trying to play up the looking good part, because obviously they use a lot of actresses and people like that, but they also wanted it to be real. The original producer of the show, he wanted it to be real. He was a huge fan of wrestling, and he also believed in equality and giving women a chance to show that they can do what men do.
Yeah.
And it was a very simple, even on the show they talk about it's a very simple, dumbed down version. Bash says it. He's like, we're just going to use stereotypes.
Yeah.
And they're like what? You're a black lady. Hey. And he's like, no, I'm just pointing out you are.
Yeah.
That's who you are. You're a black woman when I see you.
Yeah.
So he just points to that stuff. He's like, we're just going to elaborate on that.
Now, as far, it's funny that you bring that up. So, the characters, the welfare queen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I thought that was played out very good.
Now, welfare queen was played by AKA Tammy on the show,
Yep.
Welfare Queen. Her character's name was Tammy before she became Welfare Queen. Was played by Kia Stevens,
Okay.
which is also Amazing Kong, Awesome Kong, Karma from WWE.
Really?
That's who that is.
I knew she looked familiar.
That's who she
It was
is.
the hair. That's what threw me
Yeah,
off.
no,
Okay.
she always had the braided hair, and
Yeah,
now she had
son
like
of a
straightened
bitch,
hair,
that was
real
her, huh?
hair, yeah.
Wow.
So,
She did a phenomenal job.
yeah, no, I think they've been saying like, oh, I wonder if WWE will ever ask him to come back. I don't think she'll want to. Like, she's like, no, I can act and I can do less and I
Yeah.
can take like 1 or 2 bumps like
And get paid.
a month,
Yeah,
and I
just as
never
good.
and I can just still get paid.
That's
She also has a lot of issues with TNA and WWE. She kind of burned bridges there, so
Yeah.
I don't think she's in a hurry to go back there. But she's also, you never know, she could pop in for like a SummerSlam, get in there before SummerSlam, or maybe build up to a WrestleMania match.
now if she ever did come back, how do you think they would throw her into NXT or main roster?
No, she'd be main roster.
You think so?
She'd be like just a crazy heel coming in to
Yeah.
take, like, say if Bailey had the belt, she'd come in and try to take it from her, or come in, beat somebody, take the belt, and then Bailey's chasing for it or something.
But wouldn't that counteract Nia Jax though? Because that's like kind of her.
But she's not on Raw.
I thought she is on.
She's on SmackDown.
Okay, she is on SmackDown, right?
I believe so.
I think she's on Raw.
She might be. I don't know.
Yeah. But besides the point,
You're right. She is on Raw.
Yeah, 'cause-
and then on SmackDown you have Tamia.
to me, that's who it is. Okay.
Tamia Snuka.
Who's also a phenomenal in-ring talent. My favorite character in Glow, she went by the Russian Bombshell
Who are we talking about?
in Glow.
We're talking about the main character.
The main character,
Ruth.
Ruth.
Zoya the Destroyer.
Zoya the Destroyer. Okay, Russian Bombshell.
Played by Allison Brie.
Phenomenal.
She was in 5-Year Engagement, the Lego Movie. She did the voice for Princess Unikitty.
Okay.
She did the voice for that.
Did she really?
And she also is engaged or married to one of the what is it? James Franco? One of the Franco brothers.
Really?
I think Dave Franco.
Really?
Like the older brother or something like that.
Okay, because James is the famous
Yeah.
one. And then
He's
Dave's the younger one.
No, then he's got the younger brother I think it's Casey or something like that.
Wow, I didn't know.
I think
Okay.
there's like a third brother in there somewhere.
Well, a lot of Francos.
Yeah.
Well, I thought she did a phenomenal. I mean, she was my favorite.
She was great.
Ruth was my favorite
Yeah.
character.
Like, she makes you love her, hate her,
Yeah.
and love her again.
And I think, and this just could be the whole cliche, like, oh, the main character is your favorite character, but you saw sort of her struggle. Obviously, you saw her struggle more than the other characters, obviously, because it's based around her, and then her best friend there, who she slept with her, husband. But I think it was every other woman had a character already good, ready to go, and Ruth still, for a period of time, still didn't have anything.
Well, yeah, they make the joke about how, like, you got to find your gimmick.
Yeah.
You got to get your gimmick going.
Yeah.
And then one of the girls goes, well, what if my gimmick's hugging? And, like, that little side joke about Bailey,
Yeah.
like, well, what if, like, what about hugging? Well, no, that you got to find a gimmick. No, what if my gimmick is hugging? Like, the hugger.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
but that's what it is. Like, you got to find your thing that you believe in and you want to do. That's why she went out of her way to, like, follow the Russian guy to the circumcision.
There you go.
She didn't know what she was going to. She was just going to an event with this gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
But ended up working out for her. She ended up learning a little bit and understanding. And they ended up, I think, you watching her sing during that and, like, talking and understanding them as Jewish Russian Jews.
Yeah.
Just learning about her and how she can kind of command a room and she's not even trying. She's just having fun.
Right.
So that's cool. And the character that you're talking about that she slept with her husband was Debbie,
Debbie.
a.k.a. Liberty Bell.
Yep.
Played by Betty Gilbin.
Beautiful.
She was on Nurse Jackie for a couple seasons.
Okay.
And also she's on American Gods.
Okay. Gorgeous, gorgeous actress.
Yeah, she's really good, and she plays the scorned the scorned woman that, her husband cheated on her. I mean, and that's the other thing that, like, she brings it up a couple times in the show, like how she wishes that, like, they could have a normal conversation again. Like, that's the thing, is, like, as a wrestling fan, I love it because you get all the random little nuggets for, like, fans of real wrestling, like obviously Carlito with the apple and stuff like that. But then also you get this is the story behind it.
Yeah.
It's it's to show that they're real people, that they actually are human beings. And then, like, they show in the show, I forgot the character's name. Where is it? I wrote it down. Arthi, the Beirut, the Mad Bomber.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now, you watch the show with her, she was really good in the show, and, like, explaining, like, how, like, her grandmother was a fan. Like, you watch in the show when she goes to leave for training, her grandmother's there on the couch watching.
Yeah.
And it's like, she can't speak English, but she still loves wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
And then
those are the best.
It was just interesting to watch them interact, and also the exact opposite. Okay, now you're going to use a character and you're going to do a stereotype. Now people are throwing beer cans at her and hit somebody in the head.
Yep.
And it's dangerous. You can't just do a gimmick that can provoke that much out of people.
Yeah.
You can cause some serious issues there.
Which has happened, especially in the 90s.
Yeah.
Perfect example, Hogan turning heel in WCW.
Yeah.
They filled that ring with trash.
Yeah, I legitimately took my pillow wrestler and threw it away.
Wow.
I had one of the wrestling buddies from Tonka.
Yep. So
Hulk Hogan, and I got rid of it.
Not a fan of the Hollywood gimmick?
Not at all.
Oh,
I wasn't. Because I was a kid. Man. That
was your hero?
He was a god then.
Yeah.
And then when he went heel, I was like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
Done.
Yep. Leg drop to Macho Man. Over. So moving on, so Glow as a whole, Aaron, what would you think? I mean, you highly recommend this show to people who aren't too familiar with the world of wrestling?
I was going to say the best example is one of Jackie's best friends, my girlfriend's best friends, can't stand wrestling, and legitimately asked my girlfriend, like, have you seen this show Glow? And she's like, yeah, like, Aaron and I've been watching it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he likes wrestling. She's like, it's amazing, and it's not just like just wrestling. It's a story. It's giving you content. It's giving you behind the scenes why they do certain things in the ring. It gives you the psychology of it all. I think anyone that likes a drama with also comedy and some, you have to have the ability to listen and hear some swearing, some little profanity. Partial side boob, because apparently that's what they need to do, show them in the locker room. But you know what I mean, like, it's not overly disgusting, so if you can get past the little bit of profanity and the little bit of nudity, it's a golden show. You're not watching it with your kids. I mean, not to steal the line from Mark Maron, and where he goes, it's porn you can watch with your kids. Finally, like. But that was the idea of the original Glow and Glow in general. It's like you can sit down and, as a dad, and watch these hot girls wrestle. Yeah. But your kids can sit there and watch it too, because it was marketed towards kids.
Right. And it's they're covered in all their private areas. Yeah. And I guess it's funny that you bring that up. What was the quote again?
Porn you can watch with your kids.
Yeah, perfect.
Finally.
That
was what he says at the end. I mean, that made me laugh. And then there was, like, you know what I mean? Like, the comment at the last episode's named, money is in the chase.
That's it.
Like, that's, when you think of wrestling, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Is building the story and the story to get you to the top. You know what I mean? Like, we always think of, like, one of the greatest stories in wrestling ever told is WrestleMania 3, it's Hulk Hogan knocking off the Giant, Andre the Giant, having to chase after him and get the title from him, and just that, like, it's just going that the build to get there, and showing that, and then like the double twist, the triple twist at the end, you know, the Dusty finish and all that stuff, like just crazy stuff going on in the last episode. Also, one of my other favorite guys that made a cameo, Joey Ryan, played Mr. Monopoly, and his real life wife, Laura James, played his valet. I didn't realize that was his wife, because she had a wig on, and I think she's a blonde, and she was wearing a brunette wig. So I didn't recognize her, but she looks similar to the way.
She's English too, right? Is she English?
No. You're talking about the other girl. You're talking about. I don't think she's British.
Okay.
No. But there is the character in the show. What is her name? Rhonda. She played Britannica. She was supposed to be smart. Played by Katie Nash. Or Kate Nash. She's an indie singer from England.
Okay.
I listened to some of her music today, and it's actually the tone and similar idea of it is very. I want to say a grown-up version of Avril Lavigne. That's the best way I can describe it.
A grown-up version of Avril Lavigne. I'll take it.
Yeah, like Avril Lavigne, I feel like even when she tried to do like stuff later on in life.
Well, now I feel like I have to listen to it.
I mean, and she's, I guess, a well-known, like during a lot of the riots in England, she helped, I guess, I don't think she helped protesters, but she helped doing fundraisers for people that lost their homes during the riots and stuff like that. And I guess she's got her hands in a lot of different cushions.
That's good. I mean, and her too, phenomenal job on the show. As long as the whole entire cast. I mean,
yeah, like I don't think there was anyone that like you watch it and you're like, oh man, like I don't get you.
We got to talk about the two ladies who were the elderly characters.
Yeah. Well, they're all right. So there's Stacy and Dawn. Which play Ethel and Edna. The Beat Down Biddies. which is a play off of the original show. They had the housewives.
Okay.
So they were old crotchety housewives. These are just old crotchety women that live at a convalescent home.
But their debut match characters.
Yeah. So they had in the first like live show that they did was with, you had the Beat Down Biddies, aka they were wearing essentially clan outfits, wrestling against Cherry Bomb, which is Junk Chain, and what was the other lady's name? Her name was oh man. And then you had Welfare Queen. So you had Welfare Queen and Junk Chain wrestling against a bunch of racist people. They're not really racist, but they knew that they would get a crowd reaction doing that.
And what I loved about that particular episode was because the crowd wasn't really into the matches prior to that one.
Yeah.
So when they came out, everyone in the crowd's kind of looking like, what the hell's going on? And then
is this real?
When Cherry Bomb and Welfare Queen came out and they were talking like, because backstage she said to her, well, we need to turn this around. Like, we have to be the dominant, because I guess what was it, the original match stipulation for the Broken Down Biddies was they were supposed to go over on the Welfare Queen and was it Cherry Bomb?
Well, Junk Chain.
Or Junk Chain, yeah, Junk Chain. So, backstage before they went out, she told her, we can't let this be, we've taken enough of, given like the history and stuff like that. So when they went out, totally went against the whole entire script that was given to them. And they went out there and the crowd was just eating it up. And from that moment on, you can see everyone going like, all right, I'm kind of invested in this now, because now these characters, like I love to hate those characters, you know what I'm saying? So it was also another phenomenal job in that show.
Yeah.
I love the character. Like, Ruth is my favorite. But I think all the characters are great.
My two favorite characters are Carmen and Mark Maron's character Sam.
Yeah.
Those two characters for me were the two that, like, I don't want to say I identify with, but I've been the...
Especially Sam, right?
Yeah, especially Sam. Just a chain-smoking coke fiend.
Yeah, the awesome mustache.
Yeah, sweet stash. And the random British girlfriend that you develop and then break up with and then almost vaguely try to sleep with your daughter.
Not knowing
that she's your daughter. Which was another random awesome twist to the whole show.
Loved it.
And then, like, bringing in Bash, a guy that's passionate, I think that was the great thing, because Sam was just doing it as just another... It's a job for me to get to my next movie that I want to do.
Yeah. And
Bash's character was basically like, listen, I'm dumping all this money into it, but, like, I'm dumping all the money into it because I want to. Like, and I need this to be made. I want to make it right. I want to do it right.
Yep.
I feel women don't get the just due, and I just think this would be awesome.
Yeah. He
was the brainchild behind it.
Yeah.
I liked the way he commentated.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how he got involved. It was just interesting. And then seeing, like, the interactions with his mother.
Yeah.
And, like, seeing, like... And I don't really know the character. Like, it's tough because by the end of the show, there's two things that I had questions in my head is his intentions, like, when he's, like, really very friendly with Carmen, is he really into Carmen? Or is he, because he has a manservant and sounds like, and puts on the makeup before he goes out there, is he like, is he gay? It was very, like, and I think that's why I like this season a lot too, is because it leaves so many open doors for next season for them to start to develop, well, what is going on with this guy? What is his thing? Why does he vanish? Why does he need to, like, disappear for a couple days and not tell his manservant where he is? And, like, you know what I mean? And it's a joke, but like, he legitimately has a manservant in the show.
Now, there is going to be a season 2.
I haven't heard that there was. I heard there was nothing confirmed yet, but I mean, so far, how good of ratings they're getting from other well-known writers and just entertainment enthusiasts and just the public in general, it's just rave reviews about this. So, speaking of that, what kind of rating would you give this? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna do, like, are you the...
We'll tilt the scale. So 10 being it was phenomenal, you couldn't live without it. 1 being
Okay.
So I guess I'll go first then. Like, we'll give the number, right? If you want to do it that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it like a solid 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna go, just because I feel partially. I'm very, like, biased about the show, for the simple fact that I like wrestling.
Yeah.
I like some of the characters.
We like women.
Outside of it. Yeah, and they're beautiful women.
Yep.
Glorious, gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Keep saying glorious, I don't know why.
I do.
But they, man, I'm gonna have to say a 9.
You're gonna go 9?
9,
okay.
Like 9 to 9.5, almost a 10. Like, I don't know if it would be. I don't know if there's a perfect 10 show out there from beginning to end. I think maybe if you go one season, this is almost a 10 for me. I feel like if you ask me, like, what's a show that I loved from beginning to end, but, like, the ending was weak, Sons of Anarchy. You know what I mean? Like, really? I was heavily invested into that show.
Oh, man.
So that's how I look at it. As a season, it's a 10. As a show in general, if it just at least keeps up the same kind of level of content,
same pace and everything.
Yeah, I'm down with a 9 easily.
So, what didn't you like about it? I mean, was there something that you, like, after watching the season, did you go back and say to yourself...
I've watched it 3 times.
Okay.
Wow. I've watched the season 3 times. Watched it once by myself, once with my girlfriend, and then again to get ready to do this show.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I've rewatched it twice.
Is there anything you... Okay, so after the 3 times, I've only seen it... I'm not gonna lie, I've watched it 1 time all the way through.
Yeah.
I binge watched it though, but I do want to go back and rewatch it. And
Okay, so what other people did you see in the show that you didn't realize, or is there a character that you saw that you were like, wow, nobody really mentioned that person?
Okay, so
There's one character I want to see if you noticed her or not, because I didn't. The first time I watched it, I
is
noticed
she
it the
is she
second time.
part of the rest?
She's not. No, she's just a random character in the show. She only makes 1 appearance.
She's famous, I'm assuming.
Yep. Well, her dad's famous. She's famous for being her.
I don't know.
All right. So in the show,
Yeah.
remember when they go to look at the first venue? That's the former. What is it? The former like it's a nightclub, but it's a
Okay.
former like porn theater.
Yep.
Remember, like the Aztec
Oh
theater?
yeah.
The lady that showed it to him, did she look familiar at all? The blonde that was showing it to him? I mean, her hair was all done up 80s style, so it was very hard. I didn't notice it the first time I heard somebody mention it. I went back and rewatched it. I was like, oh my god, that is her.
I'm drawing a blank. Who is it?
It was Brooke Hogan.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Terry Bollea, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan's daughter.
Wow.
She made an appearance in a wrestling show.
I didn't even... now I have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it's a random, like, very small part. She does have, like...
Man, they hit her well.
sentence. Yeah, you don't notice it.
So, when you went back and watched it, was she, like... So, did you notice her? Did you pick up on her, like, right away?
When I rewatched it...
Because you knew?
I already knew, yeah.
Okay.
If you don't know it, you're not going to see her.
Yeah,
but,
because
like,
I would have...
that was one of her... This is, like... I think they're saying, like... Because Hulk is having all it, he still has his issues with the whole race stuff.
Yeah.
But I think he's trying to help her career.
Wow.
Like he's always done, but I think he's trying to help her get into it, and I think that's one of the ways getting her on gigs like this.
Wow. Well, I would say, so you give Glow a 9?
I gave Glow a 9.
I'm giving it an 8. Phenomenal TV show, well, Netflix series, original Netflix series. If you have Netflix, I suggest you go ahead and watch it. If you're a fan of wrestling, it'll work for you. If you're a fan of good story writing, character development, comedy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
This is your show. I mean, it's
hilarious.
not, and again, it's not like, we can't, stress enough that this show isn't just for wrestling fans.
It's just got great one-liners
it's
for comedy.
Because, like you said, your girlfriend Jackie, not a big fan of wrestling.
Not at all.
But she knows that
This is the first thing that she watched. She was like, oh my god, this is the first thing that you've put on for me that's wrestling related that I didn't hate.
See?
So I'm like...
That right there, see, so this show got the
That's an
Jackie stamp of approval. And that's it takes a lot for that. So I definitely give her credit for sitting through it and actually liking it. So what else we do on this show, besides the wrestling talk, we venture off into the entertainment world.
Yeah.
Comics, the Marvel Universe, the DC Universe, between movies, comics, TV shows,
everything that you can that has fandom,
figures
and
that
also
are coming out.
We're both very into like action figures and collecting those.
Yep.
If we ever do a toy run, like if we do something like when we're done with this, go out for a run, maybe next week do a recap of what we picked up or what we saw.
Funny you say that. So Friday night in Danbury, Connecticut, I went to the NEW wrestling show, and there was this booth there. I forgot the name. I had the card in my pocket. It's at my house, but they had all the Ring of Honor figures there. And I picked up 4 of them.
Figures Toy Company.
Yep. Yeah.
We picked up who?
I picked up Tamatonga.
Yeah. Did you get the one with the face paint, or without face paint?
No, she only had the one with the face paint. Trust me, I will get the one without. Yeah.
Okay.
The Young Bucks.
Okay. Did you get the 2-pack or did you get the single pack?
She ran out of the 2-pack, so I had to buy
both
single packs. Yeah.
She had to buy.
I had to buy Nick and
Matt separately.
Yep.
Okay.
But it's all good though. I mean, they're still phenomenal. I mean, even though it's Jackson, but it's
They're what?
They're Jacks, right?
No.
Who are they?
No, they were. It's Figures Toy Company. That was always the narrative that they thought they were going to use deluxe Jack's bodies and then just resculpt the heads and stuff.
So they do their own thing.
Everything themselves.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming we're going to go to the Bristol show.
I am going to try to make that one.
Okay. Well, I had her order. Actually, you and me. Kenny Omega figures.
Oh yeah, I'm getting.
So yeah. Well, they'll be there.
Okay.
I told her on Friday. And I also picked up Adam Cole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pre-Bullet Club Adam Cole.
All right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they made a Bullet Club one yet, but
No, they haven't.
So-
They've only made one version of Kenny. Omega
Yep.
is just of the cleaner version. So he's got the tights on, and
the trench.
the trench coat and the gloves. His gloves do not come off, which is the only gripe I have about that figure. His gloves
Really?
do not come off, and I don't think he comes with sunglasses. That's another gripe I have with it, because he wore sunglasses all the time to the ring.
Yeah, that's
Especially if he's wearing the trench coat, he needs to have the sunglasses.
hopefully in due time.
Yeah,
They'll make the Wrestle Kingdom 11 one, which is the one I'm because I love the Terminator.
Yeah.
We're huge
Yeah,
Terminator fans, so with the half face mask and everything, and if
that was one of the first things I want to say I probably showed Dave was the at when he dressed up as Terminator, and he's in the ring, and he comes up with like the ball, and then he's in the ring with the shotgun and stuff like that. That's the one thing I haven't seen them really do yet is accessories. Really, like they do their clothing, but no, he's not coming with the broom. He doesn't come with, for whatever reason, they put sunglasses with him. Same thing with Joey Ryan.
Yeah, he was there too. I was gonna get him, but all he came with was his jacket. No lollipop,
no
sunglasses,
nothing.
Like in the outfit.
And his teeth look funky.
Yeah, the face sculpt wasn't all there.
I just want to support him.
Yeah,
because he's very proud of the fact that he has an action figure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, shit, if we,
I know they're in talks with Colt Cabana to make one.
I mean,
which I'm excited for.
See, how many years behind are they on that? Okay.
Well, he just recently had a mini brawler made. They're called, I think they're called mini brawlers or something like that. But they essentially they're the same size and body type of the mystery mini WWEs.
Okay.
So that's what they look like, and the Young Bucks have them too.
Okay, doing their pose.
Yes. So if you get both of them, they do the pose together.
That's cool. I would love if they made a Kenny, Omega, and Okada 2-pack.
That would be a cool one. Like they did the Jay Lethal and Kevin Steen at one point.
Yep, and they had Kevin Steen there too.
See, I've never seen. They didn't have that last time we went. They didn't have any figures.
I should have picked them up.
The one Northeastern Wrestling, which is what you went to.
Yep.
Which the heavyweight champ of that organization is who?
Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
The American Nightmare.
We got to see.
He wasn't the Ring of Honor champ then.
No, we saw him. Which you're hearing in the background is Dave from the Boston Sports Nerds podcast.
The man behind all of this.
Yeah.
The mastermind.
But
The Don King of podcasts.
But we went, and when we saw Cody versus Angle,
Yep.
that match was awesome in a steel cage, and that was in Waterbury. You went to Danbury, right?
Danbury. You guys were repping HBK that night too?
Yes, we were both wearing it. In the video, there's a video on YouTube. If you look up in the crowd, just above the cage, there's certain spots, you can see me standing up in a big. I'm big, so I got a big red shirt on. You see another red. You just see like a head, and then another red shirt. There's Dave and me standing, and John sitting.
It looks like a red number 10.
Yeah,
A red number 10. So you guys enjoyed that match then?
Oh no, the whole show.
The whole night was good too.
Yeah, we
Were they doing photo ops after that?
No, they did photo ops beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah, it was beforehand.
Great.
I've never done any of those. When we went, they did a local show in Groton last year. There was
Nat Peterson.
Yeah, Nat Peterson. Nat Peterson, sorry. But he put on a show, and he had like Gangrel there. He had what was his name? Tatanka was there. There was a bunch of good show, good guys there. Flip Gordon was actually there as well.
Gordon, yeah, he was there too.
Just recently signed with ROH.
Now, if you watch on YouTube, The Elite.
Yep.
Being the Elite.
Yep.
Flip Gordon is always the butt
Of
of
a lot of their jokes.
like especially the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Like Matt will always go out to shake his hand, and then as Flip tries to walk away, he'll look in the camera and go, "Where do you think you're going?" And then they just no matter where they are, they super kick him anyway. It's the funniest thing ever. Anyone who's huge into Bullet Club and just the Young Bucks in general, definitely check out Being the Elite on YouTube. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to go see another event. It's
This one's underneath
fuck,
the stars,
dude,
right?
it's like 10 times cheaper than going to see WWE.
And you know what?
I have more
better.
fun. Yeah, it's better. There's all the seats aren't bad. You know what I mean? There's not a bad seat in the house. You don't need to buy front row seats
No,
to see it.
you definitely don't.
You can sit.
Relax.
And all you gotta do is bring a butt cushion, because that's the one mistake me and Dave made, was not bringing a butt
Oh,
cushion.
you guys are on the bleachers, right?
Oh yeah, my ass hurt, and it was so packed that night that if we all left at the same time, we were losing our seats.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
would always, like, one of us sat there. Dave actually got a sweet photo it's an amazing photo of Shawn Michaels sitting there holding the title. I believe, right? It's him holding the title.
Yeah, yeah.
WrestleMania
And
11.
and he signed it.
That was my wow.
And
Okay.
it has the certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, I might have to steal that from you later.
And that is the other thing about us. We're
Yep.
both HBK fans. Anyone that listens to the B.S.Nerds knows that about me and Dave. But Jerry, you are a HBK fan.
I am a diehard Shawn Michaels fan. Beautiful picture. So much to the point that I have him tattooed on me.
Yes.
So by any chance, Shawn, if you're listening to this, can't wait to meet you one day. That is legit.
Tweet back at him.
Just tweet back at me, man. I got you tattooed on me. Oh, Jesus. No, Shawn Michaels is every wrestling fan, I would say, from our generation, and maybe now. I don't know how the kids nowadays, if they even know who he is. I'm sure they've watched from
He still makes appearances.
2000 what
Well, the last time he wrestled was what, 2012?
12,
Something like that.
right? Since the age of 5, he has been my number one guy in the wrestling world. So, thank you, Shawn, for everything.
Yeah.
Making my life great.
I was always, as a kid, I was always a huge, I don't know, man. I want to say Jake the Snake. I was big with that, which is crazy because I don't like snakes.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of them. They just,
you can do without them.
yeah, I can live without a snake. But I don't know. Like, there's so many guys. Like, it's crazy to me how far things have gone differently. Yeah, and I just think I'm ready for them to start changing it up.
Yeah.
In the WWE, what New Japan's doing. If you listen to the B.S.Nerds, I'm always promoting them because
Yep.
I think they put out a good product. I think ROH does good too, but sometimes their production value is a little short.
Yeah.
But I like what they're doing. I like that they're trying to build everything up from the ground up in America. They're not trying to just jump in and go crazy. They're also co-promoting it with ROH. It's just New Japan's where it's at right now.
Well, Tama Tonga, actually, I shared the video yesterday. I don't know if you've came across it on Facebook. For the G1 special, he went pretty much on a tirade saying, you want this to matter, meaning the G1, have all this in America. He goes, and he pretty much called all the Japanese superstars up there that are aging. He goes, these guys are seasoned. We're not drawing from here. He goes, you want your New Japan company to blow up? Put it in America, guarantee. So when they did, the place sold out in what?
Yeah, but always the biggest complaint is that the venues they do it at aren't big enough.
No, because we don't.
And their tickets are expensive because
Yeah.
it is a smaller venue. The tickets they're very limited. They have to sell them for a little bit more money.
Mhm.
Also, the amount of talent that they have on those shows, you have to pay all that talent. So I feel that. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where a lot of this wrestling is going
Yeah.
in the future.
Well, the gentleman I brought with me on Friday, my friend Joe,
Not the Joe from the B.S.Nerds. Different Joe.
Joe, yeah, not Joe. Yeah, different Joe. Joe that I work with. Mocha Joe, we'll call him that, because he refers to himself as not black, he's mocha.
Okay.
So it works. It's a good character to play off. This was his first indie show ever. Mm-hmm. I've told him before, he's a Vince guy.
Yeah.
He's, the type of person. He's stuck on. He loves Randy Orton, The Rock.
Okay, so what did he think of Ricochet?
So
because Ricochet's
Ricochet,
he's also Prince Puma and Lucha Underground, but nobody knows that if you don't pay attention.
Right, and if you can't tell by the tattoos, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But so him walking into this, not knowing
pretty much anybody except for Cody Rhodes.
Except for Cody Rhodes, and Jack Swagger was there. And,
was he?
Yeah,
he was.
I guess some sweat flew on him, and he was marking out like crazy. When we left that night, and before I continue the story, he liked Bullet Club. Wasn't a huge fan of the whole, because he's more like, oh, if it's not DX or NWO, he's a WWE guy.
Yeah.
He left this show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably more happy, more excited, more into indie wrestling than I've seen anybody in my life. Because we met Cody Rhodes, we got in the ring, he held the Ring of Honor title. The drive home, he was watching nothing but Ring of Honor on his phone the whole way home. And I tell people, listen, I'm not trying, I'll tell you blue in the face, and you and me are on this, as far as I know. When it comes to the Ring of Honor stuff and the New Japan stuff, I feel like that's where you and me are at. I mean, WWE is WWE. We have our memories with that company,
mm-hmm.
but I feel like for you and me, we like the indie stuff.
Yeah.
We like seeing the guys that...
I like to see guys work. I'm tired of watching a guy stand in the ring for 20 minutes telling me his goddamn life story, and it's not even a realistic life story. It's whatever Vince wants you to hear.
Right. And if you are in your hometown, you will 100% lose that match that night. So.
And here's the other thing. If you... And I'm not saying this... I don't think it would be overnight, because I feel guys like... I feel like if you put Roman Reigns on the indie scene, he would get over.
Yeah.
Purely on his ability to take bumps and willing to work.
Yep.
I think because he gets too much of a push,
mm-hmm.
he gets shit on in WWE, and the hardcore fans hate him.
Yeah.
Put him in the indies, let him have to prove himself, as they like to say, he'd get over.
See,
I don't think he would be like, when we went and saw the show we saw Ryback.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like him in the WWE, and I still don't like him.
Oh yeah, he was there. He was there too on Friday.
Yeah, but I respect him that he goes out and he still does it, and he's not signed with any big companies or anything. But I don't think that guy works well.
No.
I think a guy like
he tilted
Roman Reigns.
Pelvis, for Christ's sake.
Well, I'm just saying, a guy like Roman Reigns, a guy like Cody Rhodes, the guys that have never been given the chance with their character to show what they're really about, what they really can do.
Yep.
I think that a guy like that could do it.
Yeah.
Granted, he right now is going to be like the next John Cena, but...
Which, shockingly enough, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but damn do I respect the hell out of him. I've actually grown to like Cena.
Cena? Oh,
Yeah.
I've never had any issues.
Yeah, you've always been kind of a fan.
I've always been the Cena for life
boy.
guy. Yeah, he's from Massachusetts, man.
He's one of them boys.
He's a New England guy.
So I guess which would lead me into my next question. So in the indie scene,
Yeah.
who do you follow? Who's your guy?
Well, until I got, essentially suspended off of fucking Twitter, I used to follow Cody and...
Suspended off Twitter, huh?
Yeah, I'm suspended on Twitter. I don't know what I did.
Okay.
They won't explain anything, and they won't answer me.
Yeah, I heard you and Dave talking earlier, saying I need to make a new Twitter handle.
I'm going to have to make a new Twitter handle.
Oh, man. Dave, what do you do?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Something just happened.
Yeah.
It's the face, man.
Yeah, that's how I tell everybody. It's my face.
It's the mug.
I got a face for podcasting. You never have to see it.
We both have faces for radio.
Yeah. No, I feel like Cody's the big name right now. And obviously the Young Bucks, anybody Bullet Club related. I don't know. I think I always go back to my staple is my homeboy is Grado.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Love Grado.
I mean,
so much he's your background on your phone.
Yes.
That's huge. That's a big commitment right there.
And your desktop at work.
And it's my desktop at work.
Is it really? That's a huge commitment, man. Grado, if you're listening, shut up.
Yeah. I just think that I don't know. I just think guys that have personality and that can make it work, like a Colt Cabana, like guys like that can go out and just have fun and they don't have to be serious all the time, and they can still build a story.
Yeah.
And it can be funny and you can have a good time and you can walk out of there smiling. Like, I think that's...
What's Grado's finish?
I don't even know. I don't even know. That's bad. I don't even know.
Loves the guy. What's his finish? No,
I don't even know. I mean, he had a couple chances with TNA when they were over in England and stuff. And
how do you do over there?
I don't think, from reports I heard, Al Snow didn't like him. So he wasn't going to get on TV.
Al Snow.
Much.
Yeah.
He was on there. He got into an argument with Al Snow. But no, I just think right now, the state of wrestling, the place to be is the Indies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either Japan or the Indies in America.
Yeah, if it's not like...
If you're in WWE, yeah, you're getting paid, but you're not getting...
Put it this way, if you're Seth Rollins, you're good. If you're Brock Lesnar, you're even better.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, is like, guys, how is that guy the champion?
How did some...
No, that's the other question. Shouldn't Samoa Joe be your champion? He's going to be there every day.
I'm gonna interject real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave.
Did you guys watch Great Balls of Fire?
I did.
What are they doing with Seth Rollins?
So, to have Seth Rollins open up a pay-per-view like that kind of made me sick to my stomach. And Bray Wyatt, for that matter, because I'm a huge Bray Wyatt fan.
Well, Bray Wyatt's in the shitter right now because he's been banging announcers, right?
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of that jungle fever.
But for me, I don't mind having like a really good match open the show to get a draw.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind that. WrestleMania, they opened up with AJ and Shane.
Yeah.
Right? And we were like, this is the first match?
I didn't like that.
Like, what the fuck are we doing here? And then, so for this one, I'm like, okay, whatever. If you're trying to jerk the curtain, you're trying to get the crowd into it, all right, that's fine. And I know that Bray deserves a push, like, because that's a torn matchup for me. Because I'm always like, push Bray. He's one of your best talents, push Bray. But then it's like, at the risk of Seth Rollins? When's the last time he won a match that meant anything?
Honestly, man, I don't know.
Bad. Dude.
Even last summer when he... And pardon me for saying this, but yeah, injured Finn Balor. I feel like from there on out, tore the ACL.
Right.
Triple H dropped him that whole storyline where he picked up Kevin and Kevin Owens too. He's.
I asked Aaron the same question, and he made the point. He says, "Well, he did beat Triple H at WrestleMania," which is, I mean, that makes sense.
So yeah, Triple H put him over.
Yeah, right.
He's the King Slayer.
But has this become a thing now where it's like the only way for you to really get into the crowd's hearts is to say, "Will you beat Triple H? Will you beat The Undertaker?"
Well, no, wins and losses shouldn't mean
like,
more. Wins and losses shouldn't mean more.
But you're gonna have a guy like
more stats in wrestling.
Well, but you're gonna have a guy like Roman Reigns
They don't do it anymore.
and the illustrious career of one of the probably the greatest character. And I'm a diehard HBK fan. I'll always say the Heartbreak Kid gimmick, in my opinion, is the best. But The Undertaker is
the best character ever.
The best character ever.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a guy like Roman Reigns beat a phenomenal superstar, like character who's had more history, whatever. And I don't know if Taker chose him.
He did. He said he would put him over.
He did, yeah,
he said that.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He wanted to go out losing to. He wanted to go out losing to Brock. And Vince asked him back for the next year, and needed a workhorse for he went and did a European tour and everything next year.
Yeah, next year Bray jobbed to him. We watched that match together.
It's what it is, man.
Bray.
He wanted to go out. He wanted to go out losing to Brock because that's the guy that he's always had. He feels that should be the guy.
But how do you guys feel about that? Roman winning.
I'm okay with it.
He likes Roman more than I do. I can't stand Roman. I do agree with your point that if you put him on the Indies, he probably would get over.
Oh fuck!
Because he's a semi-talented guy.
Back in like OVW when he was, I think what was his ring name? Ilaki, I think he was a Samoan warrior.
Well, because they wanted to change him. Man.
Yeah, he was awesome. Didn't have the stupid SWAT outfit. He didn't have.
That's
Why
the
is
one
he
thing.
the only guy that still has the shield?
Dude, and that's another thing.
Like, what's that angle?
Hey, can we please talk about Dean Ambrose for a minute?
Well,
Oh,
why?
yeah.
Why do we have to?
Because
do you have to?
I didn't think-
Jamie, this one's for you. So
I don't find him that amusing.
he's not at all. But
I think he's.
Dave, you're.
I feel like I have worse speaking ability than most people, and I'm doing a fucking podcast. But
Right.
I also feel that like he's less interesting than I am.
Oh, Dean's the worst.
He is, but I don't get. And I know this is being an asshole, but I don't understand why Renee Young's with him. Like in
Yeah.
real life, when you see any video or anything of him like
She don't
interacting with people in
she
real
don't look
life,
happy.
no, he doesn't look happy. He doesn't look happy with life.
Dean Ambrose is John Moxley. That's it. Like
I don't
he should
like
have
him.
stayed in Extreme.
Yeah, but see, I
whatever that
think
was.
all that-
CCW, he should have stayed
Yeah,
there.
he
You see all that extreme shit.
I hate.
He used to
I
take
hate-
I don't
cheese
think it's
graters
good.
to
Yeah,
the
it's
forehead.
stupid.
Right, yeah.
I think it's dumb, but whatever. There's a crowd that goes to those.
Yeah, no,
He's
I
good
get
at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's where he peaks out there.
It's the outfit is boring. His entrance is boring.
right. It's not
Especially
even that crazy. Like I made the point, like the whole lunatic fringe thing. I don't want to jump too much into your guys' show, but
Dude,
the lunatic fringe thing drives me crazy. When they did the Ambrose Asylum match with
Yeah.
Jericho, he didn't even take the bump with the tacks.
No, Jericho
So
did.
it's like, okay, so why is he considered the crazy one? Because he pulled tacks out and then put someone else on him? Like, oh, so you just used a weapon.
Jericho had
that doesn't make you
man
crazy.
up.
Right.
take those tacks.
Exactly. Like Mankind was known as crazy because he took the tack. He ate those fucking things. Ambrose was like, oh, so you put someone else on him. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's not even John
Yeah,
Moxley.
I just
That's
don't
not-
find
that's
him
not the cheese
interesting
grater he
anyway. I
was.
just
Yeah.
don't find him interesting. He doesn't have personality.
Right.
He's just another character I can, you know, and we could talk all day about who shouldn't be where and who needs to be here, who deserves to be there, who deserves the title. Who
He's a
doesn't
spin
deserve the
cycle
title.
character to me. Like, he's just...
Yeah, it's like how many more wrestling personas that have the I'm nuts, I'm crazy. Like, how many more of those do we need in you know? And I get it. In today's wrestling world, the superhero and villain shtick died right when the Attitude Era was formed. Right when Vince made that video where we're going to be more edgier, we're going to, you know, we're going to light things on fire.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
but he still had the Undertaker.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
Kane
dead
as, like,
man.
yeah, right.
Kane, and you had Paul Bearer still there at a certain point. Like, I just disagree that like you have to go to WWE to be somebody.
Yeah, and
Kenny Omega's proven that like you don't have to
He-
get to be famous worldwide.
and
And even the Bullet Club, for that matter.
right now, Matt Jackson once a jobber in WWE, and it's funny because they always poke fun at it on being the elite on YouTube. You know, him and his brother Nick have taken this whole tag team world, and they have it by the balls, man. Now, would you want to see them in WWE?
No, because they wouldn't be allowed to do half the stuff that they do. Also, the tag team division in the WWE is not great.
No, it's not.
You just broke up one of the hottest tag teams when it comes to like their personality and everything.
Dave's boys over
Yeah,
there.
Enzo and Cass.
Yeah.
Like Enzo Amari's going to be lost in the shuffle. You're probably not going to see him much anymore unless he's, you know,
Possible jobber?
Yeah, maybe.
Possible jobber?
Maybe.
You think so?
Yeah, a well-known jobber. He'll still have his own action figure, but he'll never win. I mean, they
So
had
he's-
those.
so
they
he's-
had those in LGN series.
So
they
he's,
had, they
he's-
had guys.
He's Heath Slater then.
He should go to 205 Live.
Maybe.
That's what he should do. I mean,
Yeah, but he doesn't have the work rate for those guys either.
Right.
I think he's a great. He could take all those crazy bumps, but
Yeah.
I don't think he would be great. I don't think his style fits it. But you know, whatever. I'm also looking forward to, not to like completely change topics,
Yeah, that's fine.
but I'm gonna, because it's our fucking
We can
podcast.
do whatever we want.
I'm excited for the new Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
They keep releasing more and more photos and everything from it.
The trailer is phenomenal for
It
that.
just looks so good.
Yeah.
And
Michael B. Jordan's finally going to be in a good Marvel movie.
I'm just excited for it. I'm excited for any fucking Marvel movie for that matter, but
Marvel Studios or Fox included?
Marvel Studios.
Yeah. The last good one you saw Marvel movie? What's the last good one?
Last good Marvel movie? I mean, I liked.
Did you like Logan?
Yeah, Logan was good, but that was also half Fox, right?
Fox, yeah.
I think that's probably one of the best superhero movies because it was more realistic. And I know it says it's crazy. It's superheroes. How's it realistic?
Yeah.
Well, if you get stabbed, you're gonna see blood.
Right.
It's the first time we actually saw Wolverine like slice somebody in half.
Yeah.
And blood dump everywhere.
Yeah.
Like finally. And I know I'm not a horror movie fan, so I don't sit around going, "Oh my god, I just want to see blood everywhere."
Yeah.
But if you get sliced in half, you should bleed.
Yeah.
It's not a lightsaber. It's not cauterizing the wound as you're getting sliced in half. It's fucking gonna fall off and you're gonna dump blood everywhere. That's the way it should be.
So, what's your Marvel's? Okay, we'll talk about Marvel Studios then.
Okay. I like the last Captain America movie.
Was that being your like Civil War being right now your top?
I don't want to say it's my top movie. I feel like I would say if you're going purely on like, okay, that's his movie, not Avengers movies. Yeah, I would say he's him. Probably the second one's my favorite.
So
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. That was a really good movie.
That was more, but that's another one that's like
The Russo brothers are killing it in Marvel right now.
So it's just tough. Like it's just tough for the simple fact that like, how do you pick one?
Guardians
1 was really good. 2 was really good. I rewatched 1 recently, and I feel like once you know some of the stuff and you know the stuff that's going to happen, it's not as funny.
Yeah.
It is, but it isn't.
Yeah, it doesn't have
and the second one, Star-Lord isn't as funny because we're getting his life story.
Right.
And we're getting his father's story and stuff like that and why his mom died and all that shit. But everyone else is funny.
Yeah.
And obviously Rocket still has his endearing moments where he does some crazy shit where he's popping through the woods just throwing people in the air.
And Drax being the comedic relief.
Yeah.
Number 2, which Dave Bautista, man.
Dave Bautista.
Dude,
Bautista,
the animal.
The big fucking brute that he is.
Leviathan.
He's He's losing a lot of weight. He said that he did an interview recently where he said he was losing a lot of weight. He's going to lose some of his muscle mass for the simple fact. He'll build it up for those parts. Mm-hmm. He said, but he doesn't want to walk around being just the big brute that people put him in a movie for. Yeah, he wants to get more acting roles.
Kind of like, for example, like Jason Momoa, who is now Aquaman, was the first person Marvel chose for Drax.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he said no due to that simple fact. He's like, because he just got done. Conan came out. He was in Game of Thrones, and in these movies, he's the big brute, muscle guy, just butchering the crap out of people. And
plus, you probably have to shave his head.
And that too. And this guy has phenomenal hair. So the fact that he's just like I prefer like I want to venture out. Mm-hmm. And they said, well, Dave Bautista is the second choice, and he goes, oh, perfect, give it to him. And then it's just weird because now you're Aquaman now. I wonder what was the big why not then, but now you're into it. You know what I'm saying? It's like. So once you go with Marvel Studios,
do you want to know the real reason?
I would love to know the real.
And it's not. This is no exclusive. This is just me as a normal human being watching it and knowing it.
Yeah, we don't have ties with Marvel.
Not at all. Or DC.
Yeah. No.
DC is going to pay him more. Plain and simple. He's going to get his own movie. He's going to make more money. Marvel, except for Robert Downey Jr., getting that big payday to come in and do a movie. Almost all those guys get paid and I'm not saying it's nothing because it's more than I'll ever make in a year, but I believe Chris Hemsworth, when he did the first Thor movie, he made less than $500,000 on it to come in and do it. He probably got some back end money because it made money, but I think his initial payday was that.
Wow.
They don't pay a lot for a new character because they don't know what they have yet.
You never know.
And same thing with Guardians. I'm sure Chris Pratt got paid more than Batista did. Mm-hmm. So did the girl that played Gamora, Zoe
Saldana.
Yeah. So I think those, and I don't want to say what's his name probably didn't get paid a lot because he was doing it was all him just reading.
Yeah.
Brad, what's his name? Who's the one that does Rocket's voice?
Oh, Bradley Cooper.
There we go.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
Vin Diesel did
Groot
again.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do for the
Black Panther, man.
Well, also the Infinity Wars. Like that's crazy.
I have a question.
How are you gonna fit all of them on the screen?
Speaking of that, I was just gonna ask that. Now, let's see, what was it? Maybe last year, they were shooting for 70 heroes against Thanos on screen. Now, to me, that just sounded that sounds
crazy.
weird. Like that doesn't sound. It just doesn't sound right. Where yes, in the comics you had all them there, but you had Fantastic Four there. You had Wolverine. You know, Thanos turned Wolverine's bones into rubber and he died. So I'm just trying to.
Well, he's already dead, so they're not gonna.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out and understand. You know, are these characters like who are these extra characters? The ones that are not established in the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet. Where like, first of all, who are you going to use? Second of all,
maybe we'll finally see Gambit.
how many? I doubt that.
I mean, they already canned his movie, so.
Oh God. Yeah, but that's a whole nother episode. But you know, I'm just trying to figure out what Marvel's trying to do because I
think Marvel's trying to build their next set of universe. Like this is
what is this like we're in phase 6, right?
Or whatever, yeah. But basically, I think what they're trying to do is okay. These are all the main people that we wanted to get done. They got over essentially like a wrestling.
Yeah.
They got over. We made a second movie for all of them. Fucking Iron Man got 3 before most people got 1.
Yeah.
And it's just now we can do different characters, and we could, like Guardians was never a big character. Not a lot of people talked about the Guardians that were comic fans.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So I feel like they have a good idea of what they're doing in the future. They're going to get and do whatever they want. They're going to use their whole extended universe. I think DC's really trying to play catch up. From what your brother said, that Wonder Woman's the best comic book movie he's ever seen.
Yeah,
I have not seen it yet.
Me neither, man.
So I need to. I really want to. I'm not one that's like, whatever. It's a woman. It's fucking Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's awesome.
And I don't care that the actress isn't like overly well known or whatever, and she's a little bit skinny. They can figure that shit out.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about it. I want to see it and I want to make my own decision. But he did say it was like the best.
He said it topped
movie.
Every Marvel movie.
See, I think Logan right now, and it might be recency bias, but that's the movie that a lot of movies need to like live up to.
Especially now, I have the noir edition of Logan, so Logan in black and white, phenomenal. I thought it was phenomenal. It's like watching Clerks again. You know, very nicely done. Who do you want to see? Whatever hero, DC, Marvel side, Dark Horse, whatever. Who do you want to see on a big screen? Hero, villain. Is there anyone you've been like sitting on saying like, oh man, they really need to get on this. They need to, you know.
I mean, they're pretty much doing a lot of the stuff that I wanted to see. I always wanted to see Harley Quinn on TV, like on a movie.
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
I didn't think she was bad.
About a year
I thought she was
late,
good. Yeah. I thought she was good. I also feel that. I mean, okay, let's swing that back at you. What'd you think of the Joker?
Okay, so I'm also a huge Joker fan, and
you have the Heath Ledger Joker tattooed on your arm.
Yep, I have the Dark Knight Joker tattooed on my arm. So Jared Leto's Joker, and people make the joke that it's Jared Leto playing Jared Leto. Visually, I liked it. I thought it was cool. He sounded good, but we didn't get enough of it. Bam.
I also felt like they made it too much about the Joker. And like
It's like too much about him by not putting him in it a lot.
yeah, but
You know
like
what I'm saying?
it's essentially you're trying to tell another story inside the story
Inside
because
the story.
because the main bad lady, bad guy,
Whatever,
the two-parter there, the Enchantress and whatever the hell that other guy was that created
Incubus.
So there you go.
Yep.
But those two characters, like, obviously weren't good enough to carry the whole movie, so you had to throw the Joker into it too, to like throw a monkey wrench in the story.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
You could have told that later on.
You know,
Could just do you could just do a modern day.
Batman versus Joker.
Well, you could do that, or you could do a modern day, Mad Love.
Oh man, I didn't even thought about that.
That's the way you should have done it.
And I love
Because then you could tell the whole backstory, show how she gets into jail, and it's all kind of like backstory to how she ended up in Suicide Squad. Bam.
wow.
You didn't have to show her getting out again.
You need Kevin Smith. You got your guy right here, man.
Nah, not at all.
Excited, give him a contract.
But no, that's the other thing. I'm excited for Kevin Smith. Just recently got a TV show about the cops that were in Spawn.
Okay.
He's writing a TV show with McFarlane. I think McFarlane's going to be an executive producer, so he's going to have a say on some of the shit. But Kevin Smith's writing a show about them. I forgot the characters' names. I don't really remember them.
So is this the Spawn
Spawn
show that's coming out?
Yeah.
He's producing and directing it.
Is he?
And writing.
Okay, so I know he's writing.
He's helming the
know.
whole entire thing because
Wow. So much for a guy that like 10 years ago said he was retiring.
yeah, no, it's
He hasn't stopped working since.
Smart.
And he records like 7 podcasts a week.
yeah, right. I mean, hey, gotta give him credit. The guy likes to work. And
Yep.
say he wants to retire, and he could
Just keep
retire.
working.
He could retire off his Walking Dead figure sales alone. Those color tops that come out.
Oh yeah.
7-inch ones.
Yeah.
He's making a killing on those, man.
No, I'm talking about Kevin Smith.
Oh, Kevin
Not
Smith.
McFarlane.
I thought you were talking
Kevin
Tom McFarlane.
Smith.
Sorry, Mr.
No, McFarlane. He's always doing stuff,
No, I don't want Kevin Smith to retire.
but he's said he wanted to like 10 years ago. And he
true.
just hasn't.
Oh, you know,
He's-
he's never
he
gonna.
was-
He's never gonna stop.
He was also supposed to make Clerks 3, and he hasn't done it yet.
And Mallrats too, right?
Yeah,
When is that? Is that ever-
both of them fell through.
Ah, great.
One of them that was going to end up being a TV show, and then that fell through.
I don't know how I would feel about
Mallrats TV show.
that. Really?
Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
I like him doing movies.
Movies are better.
I like
Yeah.
him. I think he's funny.
Yeah. Anything else?
No,
We should
nothing really
cover
pressing
for-
right this week that I can think of.
So
we're
this-
gonna try to do it, once a week,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
probably every Sunday or
Yep.
whenever
Every Sunday we can do.
we're free, and maybe Dave will pop in every once in a while and
Of course.
tell us that what we're talking about on wrestling is wrong.
I have a fan question for you.
Go ahead.
Have you seen Lost?
The TV show?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Never watched
So
it.
that totally throws that
So
out.
the same writer from Lost is the same one who wrote The Leftovers, the show we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
Previous to getting on here. He is doing Watchmen series.
The
on
HBO, right?
Yeah.
See, I loved the director's cut. I have
There you go.
the comedian's pin tattooed on me.
awesome.
Yeah. Wow. So what? So is it going to be? Is it after the movie, or
I'm not sure. That's
Because
another
they haven't
Because
they
that's
haven't
like-
they haven't ironed that out yet.
So this is definitely happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Lindelof, if you check him out, like if you watch either The Leftovers or Lost, he's a very time warp kind of multi-parallel universe director. He's into that kind of stuff.
Wow.
So
he'll be
Watchmen's
able
an
to-
interesting project.
Yeah, he'll
I
be able
think,
to
for him.
balance out their storylines well.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if the series goes before and after. You know what I mean? Like seeing how he's crossed time so much. You know what I mean? That he
Maybe,
might,
I
he might
think-
go.
From what I've heard,
All over
it's
the place.
possibility of like timeline prior to the movie. So
Okay.
you're gonna get the maybe not their entire backstories, but it's gonna give you what they've been doing up until then, maybe.
Well, I hope.
So you're
That should be
you're definitely gonna get the comedian. It's not gonna just be like, hey, the comedian's dead, and that's the beginning of like the movie. There's a death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right,
it's
right.
gonna be the whole thing.
I would love to see a comedian spinoff.
Yeah.
Just him. His comics he has phenomenal. Oh my God! He worked with JFK, ended up turning on him. Ends up killing his brother in the kitchen. Like the comedian is like, he's in this one. I forgot the name of the book, but the president hires him to protect him, but he's also working on the other side to keep things controlled. So what I like about it is that in this particular story, when he meets the Pope, everyone, you kiss his ring, whatever. The comedian Eddie Blake tells JFK, don't kiss his ring. That shows a sign of weakness. Like America, you shake his hand. You don't show like it's like submitting.
You don't bow down to somebody.
So, and it's because he did that in real life. He shook his hand or whatever. So it's cool how they, Eddie Blake tells him, like, listen, don't kiss his ring. You have to look like, you are the president of the United States. We're the dominant, And it's funny because JFK's like, you sure? Because that's like, he goes, oh, trust me on this, trust me. So that's awesome. Yeah, thank you for that.
Because the one thing
really
I've heard
good
about
news,
the movie is that the only real downside to it is for a lot of people is that it's a lot for a movie. Like, it should be a series.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Supposedly, you said
that should be
the
good.
director's cut is really good.
I love it.
4.5 hours.
Yeah, it's almost 4 hours long.
It's not.
But like I said, I saw Watchmen came out in 2008, I think, 2009.
It might have been earlier than that.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there in the theater going like, wow, this is not the book.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but it's not.
You got blue penis though.
All day.
Big swinging blue penis.
All day. And in the director's cut, you get blue asshole.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. It's right when he's formed. That's the first thing that
full frontal.
What have I been doing? I've been missing out here on blue asshole and blue penis.
Yeah, man. You got to get on that. Okay, so I guess that wraps up our
first episode. Just
historic first episode.
Great job, guys.
Next week we'll try to have a little bit more segment related stuff.
Yep.
Get it a little bit more regiment. But just wanted to get out there. Want to talk about Glow. If you're mad because I said something that you hadn't seen yet, I don't care. It's been out for a couple weeks now. It's not like...
Oh, yeah, by the way, spoiler alert.
No, I don't care. I'm not
You
gonna
can
say
throw that in the description anyway.
Not at all.
Glow reviews.
Not at all. Not at all.
Fuck them.
Fuck
We like to surprise our fans.
I like to keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
Right? Ladies and gentlemen.
We're the heels of podcast.
Love that.
We're gonna have a super kick party. I'm just gonna get you.
Just so you know, you have turned into the W.E.C.P. Kirk Minahan.
I'm okay with that.
We're the W.E.C.P. heel podcast.
Yeah. Yes, that's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it wrestling, entertainment, comic books, comics, podcast. So the W.E.C.P.
Yep. So if you guys who are listening are into all that, Aaron just jotted out. Be sure to stick with us, and don't forget to listen to the Boston Sports Nerds.
The B.S.Nerds podcast.
Phenomenal channel. These guys are top notch. Dave, do you want to plug out who's going to be on your show coming up?
This week, special show.
Yeah, if we get this episode out in time, sure. Then we'll do. We have Michael Hawley coming up from WEEI, New York Times bestseller, formerly on ESPN or Fox Sports. He did, I think, some shows all over the place, but he's got Poppy, My Story, the David Ortiz biography, co-written by Ortiz himself, and Michael Hawley. That's out in stores right now. He's going to be coming on the podcast this week coming up, and we got about a good 30 to 45 minutes booked with him. It should be a really good conversation. Aaron and I, of course, will be there with Joe, the third nerd, of the B.S.Nerds, and check that episode out when that comes out, because that's
a
definitely
big one.
That's our biggest get so far, and it's a dream come true to be able to interview someone that does my dream job and find out how he got to that point in his life and whether or not he's going to take me with him. You know what I mean? So that's
he's just going to leave us.
I told him I will stab these guys in the back. I will. Just take me with you, Michael.
So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. I'm Jerry Flynn.
Marin Holiday.
And this is the W.E.C.P. for life.